we're here for another live Q&A session. So get your questions in. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's having a good week so far. But please do get your questions in. That's what I'm here for. These live sessions are like an extension of a therapy session for me. So I am happy that I'm live. I'm happy I'm making myself available to answer questions and interact with my viewers and my subscribers. But this is another live mental health Q&A. Sunday's live Q&A didn't go too well because not a lot of people tuned into that one. So I'm hoping for a bit of a better live Q&A session here, because obviously these live Q&A sessions only work if people are asking questions and interacting. Unfortunately, on Sunday I was live for about an hour and there wasn't that many people interacting. So I'm really hoping today's live could be a lot more interactive. I'm here to answer questions and I'm here to have conversations and engage with you people. So please do get in the chat, say hi, let me know where you're watching from, and we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Of course, this is a mental health channel where we do normally talk about, raising awareness, challenging stigma. I talk about my mental health diagnosis, but I'm happy to talk to you guys about whatever you guys want to talk about. So get in the chat, let me know what you want to talk about. Get your questions in, because I enjoy the questions. Can someone, if there's anyone watching live now, can you just let me know that the chat is working? Because I've been having issues with the live chat these last couple of weeks. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So if someone can just put a message in the chat to say, so I can see it's working. If it's not, then I can restart the live and try again. Lucas says hi. Thank you, Lucas. Really appreciate that. That I can see the chat is now working, so thank you for that. This is a live Q&A, so get your questions in, guys. Happy to answer any questions. And it's always a pleasure to be live and to talk about mental health with you guys, because this channel is like an extension of my therapy sessions. It allows me to talk about my mental illness, and it allows me to talk about what's going on in my head. Lucas says, did you change your channel name? No, I didn't change my channel name. What did you think it was? What did you think my channel was called? No, I haven't changed my channel name for a long time. Evie says hi. Good evening, Evie. Welcome to this live. It's a live Q&A where we talk about mental health and recovery, but we can also talk about whatever it is you guys want to talk about as well. I'm here to have conversations, and I'm here to engage and meet new people and talk to new people, and obviously try and grow the channel as well. So if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. But get your questions in. This is a live Q&A, so fire away. Happy to answer those questions. Lucas says, I can't remember, but I thought I knew as something else. I follow you on X for a while now. Okay. I think when I first started my YouTube channel, it was called The Mental Health Diaries. And then I evolved that into Pieces of a Broken Mind. So maybe you knew it under the very first name that I used, The Mental Health Diaries. Yeah, Lucas says that's it. Yeah, that was my first channel name on YouTube. You're exactly right. And I still have a lot of content that says, with the thumbnails and stuff that might say Mental Health Diaries. That was my first name for the channel, and that evolved into Pieces of a Broken Mind, which I felt was a bit more relevant to mental health and mental illness. And I changed it to a Pieces of a Broken Mind because when I had my breakdown, my mind was broken. So I thought the name fitted quite slightly better than the original. But I appreciate you watching from then, and I'm really shocked to see that you've remembered the name. Lucas says, I followed you for a while on X. I saw you trying to get a Misfits fight ages ago. Yeah, I would have done that for charity and to promote mental health awareness. I definitely would have done that back then. I will try to use whatever platform I can to try and raise awareness. And if I can box and have a scrap and promote mental health awareness, then definitely. And I would definitely do it in the future as well. I'd definitely be up for fighting on Misfits if it ever came about, potentially. But you know, my main goal and my main purpose is to raise awareness about mental health, to share my journey through mental illness, and of course challenge stigma and discrimination where possible. But thank you for following me on X, and thank you for still being here on YouTube. That means a lot to me, so thank you very much for that. Do get your questions in, guys. This is a live Q&A, so fire away, whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm here to have a conversation with you all. If you want to ask about my mental illness and my diagnosis, I'm happy to talk to you more broadly about that. I can't go into too much detail about the traumas that I have nightmares and flashbacks about, because I'm still in therapy for those things. But I can talk about mental health more broadly, and share a few things with you. Simi Maxwell says, I subscribed. Thank you very much, Simi. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate anyone who subscribes, because I know it's only a click for you guys, but it means so much to the channel, and it means so much to the channel growth. And especially when you have a channel about mental health and you try to raise awareness and you try to help people, you try to support people, because I was one of those people who tried to suffer in silence, and I paid the price. I paid the ultimate price. I had a full mental breakdown in 2022, and tried to end my life in February of 2022 and in May of 2022. That's when I was diagnosed with complex post-traumatic stress disorder, clinical depression, ADHD, and an anxiety disorder. So that's what I've been battling the last 4 years, and I'm on YouTube today to show people that you can have these conversations regardless of, you know, anything that's gone on in the past and what might happen in the future. Mental health conversations need to be had, especially on platforms like YouTube. So that's what I'm here to do, have conversations, raise awareness, and of course try and help people to stop suffering in silence with their mental health, because they don't have to. You know, they're not alone. And I don't know the facts for the rest of the world, but I know in the UK at least 1 in 5 people now will suffer with a common mental health disorder. So it's very important that we have these conversations, because mental health conversations can save lives. But and another sad fact, and another talking point, is that the biggest killer of men under 50 in the UK is suicide, and the biggest number of cases of suicide by gender is male. So it's extremely important that we have these conversations. It's extremely important we tell people that they are not alone, that we can help each other, that we can support each other, and I try to do that every day through content on YouTube. I don't go live anywhere else. I don't go live on Twitch. I don't go live on Kick. I don't go live on TikTok. I only go live on YouTube. YouTube is my chosen platform where I want to talk to people and try and raise awareness. Yes, I'm on TikTok. Yes, I'm on Instagram and X, but YouTube is my main platform, because this is like an extension of therapy for me, because being able to talk about mental health and stigma and discrimination and suffering in silence is important, and you learn that through counselling and therapy. So I find it really refreshing that there are people out there like whoever's watching now, that wants to raise awareness about mental health, that wants to help people, that want to support people, that want to show people that there is hope, even when your brain tells you there isn't. There is hope. You can get through this. Recovery is definitely possible if you're willing to ask for help and get the help, and of course you have to engage in that help, for sure. But get your questions in, guys. It doesn't have to be about mental health. We can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm live for. to have these conversations. I'm here to have conversations, answer questions, and so please do get your questions in if you have any. Like I said, it is a mental health live Q&A, but we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about as well. I'm open to any type of conversations, as long as they're respectful and as long as they're mindful of other people's feelings and what people might be going through, because of course there are many different things that might trigger someone's mental illness depending on what disorder that they have, and I find that really important to really think about what we're saying, how we say it, and when we say it. I think mental health conversations need to be encouraging, they need to show empathy, and they need to be inspirational, because talking about all the bad stuff all the time can really set someone on a dark path, and we don't want to do that. Yes, if you have mental illness like myself, you will have extremely hard days to get through. You will have extremely hard times to overcome, but with help and support it is possible. With the right treatment it is possible. Now I know, especially in the UK anyway, that the waiting lists for support for mental health are extremely long, and I'm still waiting on 2 waiting lists for my ADHD treatment and my trauma treatment, so I'm having to pay for therapy privately, just to cope, just to get through, just to manage day to day until I get the very specific treatments that I need for the nightmares and the flashbacks, for the trauma and the PTSD and the complex PTSD, and then the ADHD as well. So I think we have to have these conversations to open people's eyes to how important mental health is, because it is important and everyone should feel the importance of that. But this is a live Q&A, so get your questions in. Happy to answer any questions anyone might have. Doesn't have to be about mental health, we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. That's what I'm here for, and I'll be live for another 45 minutes to an hour or so, to just engage and have conversations with you, with good people on YouTube. And please do, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. I know, like I said, it's only a few clicks for you guys, but it means a lot to the channel, and it means a lot to the channel's growth. So please do get your questions in. So get your questions in, guys. I'll be happy to answer those questions. It is extremely important that we have mental health conversations. That's why I'm live. But of course, honestly, we can talk about whatever you guys have got on your minds. If there's anything you've been wanting to talk about but have been feeling unable to share that, then please do get involved. Jump in the chat. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a chat, and let's raise awareness together about mental health, and the importance of raising awareness. I can't emphasize enough how important that is. Stuart says hi. Good evening, Stuart. Welcome. Thank you for joining the live. This is a live Q&A, so get your questions in. Normally we talk about mental health and other things, but we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So Get your questions in. Happy to talk about football, movies, sports, whatever you guys are feeling like you need to talk about. Get in the chat. Drop a question in, and we can have a conversation. That's what I'm here to do. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for questions, I'll just talk about, how important it is that, people talk about their mental health, and how important it is that they know that they're not alone. Because there are so many avenues you can go down now for support, for help, and it's important, extremely important, that you get the help. Stuart says, my mental health is good. My wife's mother passed. I'm nervous about tomorrow. Well, first of all, Stuart, I'm glad your mental health is good. I'm extremely sorry for your wife's mother passing. Thoughts and prayers with you both for that. And you're nervous about tomorrow. What is it that you're nervous about? Don't forget, grief is extremely tough to deal with. So thoughts and prayers with your family. And I really hope, you can find some peace with that. And whatever you're nervous about, understand that you'll get through it. Understand that, you might be nervous about it now, but once it's over, it's over, and you can put that in behind you and say, I did that. I was nervous about it, but I did it. Stuart says it's the celebration of life. Okay, and that can be looked at positively, as well as sometimes people might look at it nervously or negatively, but I see that as a positive. You're celebrating someone's life and how important they were in the family, and I think that's important, that we cherish the memories, and I really hope it goes well for you. Thoughts and prayers, like I said, with yourself and your family, so I really hope that goes okay for you. But thank you for sharing, and thank you for the question. I really appreciate that. It's always nice to have real conversations, about real things that are happening in people's lives. And I know, we see these lives of people on social media, and we doom scroll and wonder what it'd be like to live one of these lives. But I think we just need to be grateful of the life that we have. We need to be grateful for the small things. We need to be grateful for tomorrow, because tomorrow is promised to no one. And I think showing gratitude for the small things that we have in life can give us some sort of peace. And of course, if you work hard and you're consistent, then good things will come when it's time. There are many stages in life that we'll go through, and there are many emotions that we'll experience. But that's part and parcel of being a human being. And I think it's important to understand that. Life is precious. We're here for a good time, not a long time. And I think regardless of where we are in our lives, we need to be grateful that we get another day. Because every day that you get is a chance to change your life. And what are you doing today that's going to make your day, what are you doing today that's going to make your life better tomorrow? And it's a question I would always ask myself. Stuart says, I'm driving from Texas to Louisiana on Monday. I'm really not looking forward to the trip. I'm sorry you feel that way, my friend. I know it must be hard, but I think once you understand something, possibly that it's something that needs to be done, and it needs to be had. You can just say, right, I need to do this. This needs to happen. Let's do this thing, and then we can move forward. Like I said, just show up for your wife, and show up for the family, and of course, thoughts and prayers with you for tomorrow. And I hope it's not as bad as you hope. I hope it's not as bad or as anxious as you think it might be. Um, it's always really hard to give people advice on how to deal with things like funerals and stuff, because they're very emotional times. But all we can do is our best. That's all we can do, and you can't ask for anything other than your best. So thoughts and prayers with you, my friend, and I really hope tomorrow goes as smoothly as possible, as it can for you. I think we should all celebrate, the things that we've overcome in life. I think, I think when you look back, if you take a step back and have a look at what you've been through and what you've come through, and what you've survived, I think you'd give yourself a bit more credit. And I'm just talking about, people in general in life. We're tested in many, many ways. We make mistakes, we make wrong choices, we live and we learn, we suffer heartache, we suffer grief, we suffer anger, we suffer jealousy, we suffer envy, we suffer all those toxic feelings. But that's just life, and I think it's important to understand that. Life isn't about being happy. Life is about experiencing all of these moments. And I think life itself is just a culmination of many, many different moments, and it's what we do with these moments that will set the tone for the rest of your life. And I think a question we should ask ourselves is, one day our life will flash before our eyes, and I think we need to make sure it's worth watching, because we don't want to go into the next life with regrets. I have many regrets in life. I've made many mistakes. They used to define me, and they've played a part in my trauma, but I'm getting help for that trauma, and I don't let them define me anymore. Got a comment from Stuart. Stuart says, I grew up poor. I learned how to repair cars, plumbing and electric. You should be proud of that, Stuart. Learning new skills off your own back. You should be proud of that. You should be proud of yourself for that. And that's a massive plus for you, that you were able to do that. So I'm proud of you, Stuart, and you should be proud of yourself for that. And never forget that you've done that. You've achieved those things. So be proud of yourself, and I'm proud of you for being able to learn those skills, because I'm sure they're going to be very beneficial to many people. So well done you, and I'm proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself. Again, thank you for the comment. It's always it always makes these live Q&As worth it when I'm having interactions and questions and conversations, because I go live to not to just ramble about whatever I want to talk about. I go live to talk to people, and meet people and have conversations, and that's what I aim to do on these live question and answer sessions. But going back to life in general, and this is just my opinion. I'm just someone with lived experience of mental illness, and I know how important life is, because I almost took my own life twice. Life is extremely precious. It's a gift, and every day that we get another chance, we should be grateful for. And you should never forget where you've come from, how much you've survived. You're more resilient than you will ever give yourself credit for, because 100% of your bad days you've survived, because you're here today. And I think once you recognize that, you realize that you're not as fragile as you think. Stuart says, I started a margarita machine delivery business in Texas. Wow. Well done. How's it going? Business doing well? And I started my life coaching business this year as well. So, you know, I launched my life coaching business in March of this year. So I know what, you know, growing a new business is like, especially trying to get clients and stuff like that. So well done for the margarita business. How's it going? I hope business is doing well. It's always good to see people, you know, following their dreams and chasing their dreams. I think that's important. And, you know, anytime that you take a risk means you're actually living your life. Some people just coast by in life and don't take any risk, and then die with many, many regrets. So, you know, if you've taken a risk in life, it means you're living. Stuart says, we started with 1 machine, we now have 9. That's amazing, well done. Shows that it's working, shows that it's going in the right direction. So well done you. You know, and that's amazing. I mean, like I said, I almost ended my life twice, and I've been diagnosed with mental illness now for the last 4 years, but I still managed to get all my diplomas in life coaching, and I'll show you now. These are all my diplomas for life coaching. I did all that. I got all that. So, you know, if I can do that and Stuart can start his business, then anyone can do it, you know? You just got to believe in yourself and believe in your dream. Because anything is possible. Anything is possible. Anything is possible when you put your mind to it. Only as long as you're willing to show up for yourself every single day. Sorry guys, I was just responding to something on the laptop. Right, back. Sorry guys, I just had to respond something on there then. There we go. So get your questions in, guys. Really enjoyed it so far. Like I said, happy to answer any questions that you might have, and happy to talk about whatever it is you guys want to talk about. And a reminder, I do have a podcast channel, which is brand new. I've only uploaded 3 episodes so far, but it's going well. The Quiet Battle podcast. So please do check that out. Real people with real diagnosis talking about mental health. So I'm really proud of the podcast, and I'm really proud of how far it's come in the short space of time that I launched it. this is a live Q&A, guys, so get your questions in. I am here. Really enjoying the live chat so far, so get your questions in. Like I said, this is a live Q&A. I'm here to answer questions, so get your questions in, and we can, of course, have those conversations. I think these, sometimes I get really good interactions, and sometimes these live Q&As are a bit slow. But I guess, they're obviously a lot better once you've got a bigger following. And I'm still building the channel. I'm still building up the mental health message. This is a mental health YouTube channel. I have documented my journey through mental illness. I do have a diagnosis, which I'm working through and getting help and support for, so I can talk about mental health because I have lived experience of it, and I could just share my experiences. But I'm happy also to listen to what you guys have been through and what your stories might be. That's why I host these live Q&A sessions. Every Wednesday evening and every Sunday evening I'll be live for the minimum of 1 hour, answering questions and talking to people, and hopefully one day, if the channel gets bigger and better, then I'll have loads of people asking questions and getting in the chat. But right now I'm just happy with the people who have commented, who are taking part in these live Q&As, and I want to thank everyone who's taken their time out of their day to ever watch something that I've done. You continue to give me purpose to continue, so thank you for that. But please do get your questions in. This is a live Q&A, of course. I'll be here till 8 o'clock, answering questions. It's always interesting to see how many viewers you get and where they're watching from on these live streams. Sometimes it's really busy, sometimes it's not. But I continue to keep it up. I'm consistent with it. Every Wednesday, every Sunday, I will make myself go live so I can talk to people, and they can get to know me and I can get to know them. They can get to know my journey through mental illness, and I can get to know their journeys through whatever it is that they've been through. So if you like real conversations with real people and you support raising mental health awareness, please do consider subscribing to the channel and helping me grow the channel, because we need to break the silence on mental health, and we need to end the stigma surrounding mental illness. And I can't do that alone. I can't be one voice singing in the darkness. It needs to be all of us. It needs to be as many of us as we can find, shouting the same thing, that mental health matters. Everyone's mental health matters. And whatever you're going through, your feelings are valid. Whatever your traumas might be, your traumas are valid. You are enough, you matter, and the world's a better place with you in it. Never forget that. Hopefully, I'm really hoping before the end of the year to get to 5,000 subscribers. I'm currently on 4,399 subscribers. I would really like to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and hopefully then 10,000 subscribers in 2027. Hopefully, that's the dream. That's the goal. That's what I'm working towards. And I'll continue to try and help and support people by talking about mental health, um, and anything else that anyone else wants to talk about. Just be respectful and be mindful of other people, because you don't know what they're going through behind closed doors. So be respectful with your questions, be respectful with your comments, and together let's create a community where everyone can feel safe, and free to talk about their mental health with no stigma, with no judgment, and with no discrimination. And those are the most important points I'll make about the channel. My channel is for everyone. My channel is for everyone's mental health, because even if you look at my channel logo, it says everyone's mental health matters. Not just men's mental health, not just my mental health. Everyone's mental health matters. And once you've been at rock bottom like I was in 2022, once you've tried to end your life like I have twice in 2022, you know, the growth and the recovery over the last 4 years, you know, has got me to where I am today. And if I didn't have my counsellor or my therapist, I'd be dead, you know. So that's why it's important. It's important to me that I continue to talk about it, and it's important to other people that they can see that there are the people having these conversations online. There are channels out there who are talking about mental health, real people with real diagnosis, with real lived experience of mental illness like I have. And I've been battling my mental illness now for the last 4 years. So, and all of that time I've been on YouTube making content, trying to raise awareness. So, you know, if I can do that and battle mental illness, then you can do it, guys. Whatever it is that you're putting off, whatever it is you don't think you can achieve, you can. If you believe in yourself, you can. If you take yourself out of your comfort zone, because the life that you want, the life that you think that you deserve, is on the other side of your comfort zone. So take yourself out of your comfort zone and go and get that life. Whatever it is that you want to do, just do the thing. Put on your big boy pants and do the thing. What have you got to lose? What have you got to lose? Nothing. You've got nothing to lose. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain from taking chances in life, because you never know. You're one video away from going viral. You're one decision away from changing your life. You're one choice from forging a new path to happiness, and that all comes with risk, taking chances, and believing in yourself and betting on yourself, and that's important. I want you to understand that, you know, and I can't emphasize that enough. Your mind, or anyone's mind really, can be both negative and positive. There's aspects of my mental illness that, you know, really make me depressed and take me to low levels of numbness, and I don't feel any emotion. I self-harm, you know, the suicidal thoughts kick back in, but there's always hope. There's always hope at the end of that. And on the other side of my negative thoughts and my suicidal thoughts is light, is hope. And I think that's important to emphasize, that whatever it is you might be going through, you know, I'm sure you can do it. I'm sure you can overcome it, and I'm sure you can manage and learn to live alongside your mental illness like I'm doing. You know, I really can't wait for my I'll finally get my ADHD treatment in October, and I'm hoping before the end of the year or early next year to get the trauma therapy that I so badly need to deal with my complex post-traumatic stress disorder. That type of therapy is called EMDR therapy, and I'm on the waiting list for that, and I'm hoping that will come either late 2026 or early 2027, because I really want to, you know, try and move forward with my life now, and I really want to try and get my life back on track, and I really want to, have a relationship with myself again. I really want to like the person that I am. I really want to believe in the person that I'm becoming. And I can only do that if I continue to work hard, continue to engage in therapy and counselling, and try and chase my dreams of becoming a life coach, and which I have. Got all the diplomas. I showed you all my diplomas earlier in the video. I've got my life coaching business now. I've got my YouTube channels. I got 3 channels. This one, Pieces of a Broken Mind. This is my personal mental health channel where I talk about my journey through mental illness. I've got a YouTube channel for my life coaching business, and I've got a YouTube channel for a mental health podcast as well. So, through pain, through heartache, through self-harming, through suicide attempts, I forged a new passion for wanting to help people, and that came in the form of coaching. And I'm really, I launched the coaching business in February or March. I have a website. I've got all the diplomas. I can't wait to work with clients, and I've worked with a few, and they're really positive. You can see the reviews on the website. If you just log on the website, you'll see all the reviews that from the people that I've worked with, and I'm really pleased that I'm a small part of someone's road to becoming the best version of themselves. So on their journey of self-discovery, I'm just a small part of that by being the life coach that helps them unlock clarity, purpose and perspective. And once they have those 3 things, they can forge a new journey in life. And that's just being a small part of that as a life coach it means a lot to me. So and it helps me battle my mental illness as well. So find something that you're passionate about. I'm passionate about this channel and talking about mental health, and I'm passionate about my life coaching business as well. So I'll continue to work hard every day to make sure both are a success, both this channel and my life coaching business. I will work hard every day to promote those 2 things, and hopefully they work, and I'm sure they will. You just need people to believe in you, and you can check out, like I said, the reviews on the website. They're there, they're written in black and white. My story from suicide attempts and breakdown to life coaches, all on the website as well. So life can be what you want it to be if you're willing to put the work in. And I've had to battle some of the darkest thoughts, some of the darkest memories, some of the darkest days and nights through suicidal thoughts to get to where I am today. And that's in counselling and therapy, even though I'm having to pay for it myself. I'm on a waiting list now for the two specific types of treatment. But recovery's possible, and I'm showing that every day. All my whole journey is documented from 2022 to now. It's documented on this channel, and I'm here today talking about mental illness, raising awareness, and trying to help people. So, if I can do that, then you can do it. There's nothing stopping you from achieving what you want to achieve, except your own mind, and your own fears and your own insecurities. But the only thing stronger than fear is hope, and the only thing stronger than hate is love. So find your purpose, get some perspective, find clarity, and keep moving forward. Whatever happens in your life, keep moving forward, keep pushing forward, keep working at it, and never give up. Never give up. Work hard, dream big, and never give up on yourself. Never give up on yourself, ever. Just don't do it. Do not do it. Because the moment you only lose in life when you stop trying. If you continue to get up every single day and keep trying, one day you will succeed. But if you that moment or that day or that morning that you decide to give up, that's when you lose. That's when you've given up. That's when you've succumbed to the fear. That's where you've given in to the negativity and the fake thoughts, because you will have intrusive thoughts. You will doubt yourself, but they're just thoughts. They're not facts. The facts are you can survive everything that you've been through because you're still here today to talk about it. So work hard, dream big, and never give up would be my message to you guys tonight, as we come to the final 15 minutes of the live Q&A. I thought I'd just, give you that important perspective on what I think we should be doing with our lives, and that's just my own opinion. You don't have to like my opinion. You don't have to agree with my opinion. Welcome, that's the world of opinion. Opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one, but some just smell but worse than others. And the more you believe in yourself, the easier your life will become. And I try to tell all of my clients, life is 10% about what happens to you, but it's 90% of how you react to it. So you have choice. If we have anything in this life that's still ours, it's choice. You choose how you react to situations. You choose how you react to certain people. Don't give them the power over you. They only have power if you give them that power, if you give them that reaction. Don't do it. You're better than that. You're better than that. You're better than your mind. You're stronger than your mind. You're stronger than your mental illness. You're stronger than any stigma. You're stronger than any discrimination. You can do it, as long as you believe in yourself. And be proud of yourself, because I'm proud of you. If you're someone who's getting up every single day, even though you're feeling depressed, even though you're feeling empty, even though you're feeling numb, even though that you're feeling sadness, even though that you might be having suicidal thoughts, if you're still getting up every day and trying to improve and trying to be better, then you have something inside that no one can break. And that's something you should be proud of. That's something you shouldn't give up lightly. And that's something you should embrace. And I think that's the key. That's the word I was looking for. I want you to embrace your inner strength. I want you to embrace your resilience, and I want you to embrace your mental strength. Because if your mind was stronger than you were, then you would have given up a long time ago, and you wouldn't be here today. Because a lot of people didn't wake up today. A lot of people give up. A lot of people didn't get out of bed today. They didn't continue their life, but you did. That is because you are strong. That is because you are made of something inside that's unbreakable. Don't forget that. Never forget that. And keep pushing and keep trying to be better. And find that belief in yourself to go and chase your dreams. Life's too short to not try something new. Life's too short to not try and accomplish something. Life's too short to not tell someone what you feel about them. Life's too short not to tell and be with your family. And be the best brother or husband or father or brother or sister, whatever it is. Life's too short for any of that. Let go of hate, let go of envy, let go of toxic feelings, and embrace everything that's good about life, and overcome everything that's negative about life. And those are just some thoughts from me. As both someone with mental illness and a diagnosis, but is also a life coach. Those are just my thoughts on life in general. And I think if you can take some of that on board, then you have the capacity for growth. And I think if you can change your mindset to a more optimistic mindset than a pessimistic mindset, then you're going places. Then you can really achieve everything that you want to achieve in life. Um, just do it. Just do it. Whatever it is you've been putting off, just do it. Whatever it is that you've been feeling, face it. Whatever it is that you're scared of, face it. Head on. And overcome that fear. Overcome that adversity. And believe in yourself. Because I believe in you. So don't give up. Never give up. Keep going. Keep moving forward. Keep pushing. And you know, like I said, it's massively important that you understand how important you are. The world's a better place with you in it. Because there are people in this world that love you. There are people in this world who would miss you. And there are people in this world who want to hear your story and want to be a part of that journey. So, you know, never give up hope of that. You might face negativity. We all do. We all get negative comments. We all get nasty comments. We all get judged. That's just the nature of being on social media in 2026. You've got to be bigger than that. You've got to be stronger than that. You've got to be willing to take that and not let it stop you from moving forward. You need to develop thick skin, because if you want a career possibly on social media, you're going to have to take the rough with the smooth. You're going to have to take the good times with the bad times, because there will be both. Because there are some people in the world who want to hold grudges. There are people in the world who just want to see the world burn, so they need to be negative and they need to show hatred. You know, and that's just them projecting their fears and their insecurities onto other people by being nasty and toxic, you know. So I think that's where choice, you know, where you choose that reaction, that's where that comes in. If you face some of that negativity, take it on the chin and keep moving forward, and just focus on the positive. Focus on the positive comments, because you will get as many positive comments as you do negative. You will get nice, genuine people who want to help, and who want to listen, and who want to be a part of your journey, and who want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. I just think you need to make yourself. I just think we need to make ourselves the most important thing in our life. We need to improve our own relationship with ourselves, because the best relationship that you'll ever have is the one that you have with yourself, because you're with yourself 24 hours a day. So we need to improve the relationship we have with ourselves. We need to talk kinder to ourselves. We need to give ourselves a lot more credit. We need to give ourselves a pat on the back every now and again, and talk to ourselves just a little bit kinder than we would normally do when we're in that negative mindset. And you can go as far as your imagination wants to take you, and you can accomplish things that you never thought possible. All you've got to do is overcome that fear. All you've got to do is remove those barriers, and it will happen. It may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, it may not happen next week, it may not happen next month, but eventually it will happen. Because I believe you're rewarded in life for consistency, for overcoming adversity, for making changes in your life, for admitting your own flaws, admitting your own mistakes, and embracing those as lessons. And I think once you're able to do that, you then start getting rewarded, because you know you're accepting your flaws, you're accepting what you've done wrong, you're accepting your mistakes, you're learning from them, and it's made you a better person. And that's the main thing in my eyes. I think ultimately all we want to be is better human beings. We should always try and help and support and encourage people. And you should never, even if you are in a dark place, and I've been in those dark places, even if you are in a dark place, don't take it out on other people. Please reach out and ask for help. Please don't just go on social media to be nasty to others to try and make yourself feel better. That's not the way to deal with it. You deserve help. You deserve support. You shouldn't suffer in silence. So, you know, don't do it. Get yourself some help. Get yourself some support. Because you deserve it. You know, you shouldn't have to go through mental illness alone. I tried it. I failed. I had a full mental breakdown and tried to kill myself twice in 2022. I know. Believe me, I know. But it is what it is. But you can do it, guys. You can do it. Of course you can. Okay, guys, the last 5 minutes of the live session coming up. So if there's anyone watching, get your final questions in. I've really enjoyed this evening's live Q&A. The next time I'll be live is Sunday evening, 7 p.m. UK time. I will be live again. Don't forget, there's some great videos and great content already on the channel. Especially my video that came out 3 weeks ago, titled "I was broken by trauma. Here's how I got my life back." Great video, powerful, emotional, honest. So, you know, check that out. I think it's a really good watch. It's really relatable, and it doesn't pull any punches. It's honest and blunt as to how hard mental illness is, you know. So some great content on the channel. Please do keep watching. Please do keep subscribing. Please do keep sharing the channel. I tried to post every single day in the community tab motivational messages, interactive polls, quotes, and I try to make everyone feel better every single day the best way I can. And I wish I could go live every day, but I can't, because my mental illness don't allow that. So it takes a lot out of me after doing an hour talking about mental health. It's emotionally taxing, it's emotionally draining, and it's mentally taxing and exhausting as well. So I wish I could go live every day, but I can't. So every Wednesday and Sunday evening you can feel a little bit less lonely for that hour, because I'll be live to talk to anyone who needs to talk to me. And if there was loads of people talking to me and we went over an hour, then great. I would continue the live, but I always say I'll go live for a minimum of 1 hour and give people a chance to, you know, come across the live. But you know, minimum of 1 hour. If we go over and do 2-3 hours because there's loads of conversation, loads of comments, loads of interaction, then great. The live sessions can be extended for sure, but there's no point in extending the hour if there's not that many conversations going on, because the whole point of a Q&A session is that you guys ask questions and I ask questions and we both get answers, you know. That's the whole point of these live Q&A sessions. So I want to thank everyone who's been a part of this evening's one. I want to thank everyone who's put a comment in. I want to thank everyone who's watched in the background, who's listened. Try and take some form of positivity away from this evening's live. You know, especially the advice on life, because I think, you know, when you change your outlook on life, you can become more of a challenge rather than a drain on you. And I've just tried to motivate you tonight, inspire you tonight, just to be better. And remember, the world meets no one halfway. If there's something that you want in life, you have to go and get it. The world meets no one halfway. So go and get what you think you deserve. Like I said earlier, the life that you want is on the other side of your comfort zone. So take yourself out of your comfort zone. And live the life that you think that you deserve, that you know you deserve. And I would just like to finish with, I'd like to let you know that that you're appreciated on this channel, you're valued on this channel, and you are seen on this channel. So look after yourself, look after your family and friends, and I'll speak to you all soon on the next live Q&A session on pieces of a broken mind. Take care. Goodbye.